Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're looking into a really personal and pretty profound story. It weaves together love, family, destiny, all seen through this fascinating lens of karma. Now, our mission is to unpack the sources the listener sent in. We're going to explore how past actions, karma, shape our lives now and where we might be headed. It's centered around one family's incredible journey of, spiritual searching and some really surprising discoveries. It's quite the case study. Okay, let's start with our listener's early life. She was born into a large Chinese family, 7 siblings in total. And like others in her family, her formal schooling was quite limited, just primary school really, because she needed to pitch in with the family business. But here's something really interesting. When she was about 17 or 18, she secretly started learning Chinese. She did this, get this, by listening to a Taiwan radio station. And she wasn't alone. She did it with over 30 friends. They'd often request songs together. This wasn't just language learning. It was about connection, especially since learning Chinese wasn't exactly encouraged by the government back then due to the political climate. Okay, now here's where things get really extraordinary. That hobby, listening to the radio, it actually turned into a 12-year pen pal romance. Incredible, right? Through letters, shared song requests. She connected with this young Frenchman, also a listener. They built this really deep bond, across continents without ever meeting face to face. Can you imagine? 12 years, just letters and music. They finally met in person in Thailand when she was 31. Then he went back to France for about 10 months for military service. And, they got married in August 1994. It really feels like something destined, Her spiritual journey also had a, let's say, unique start. She began visiting the Dhammakaya temple maybe 15 years ago. At first, it was just curiosity. She didn't fully grasp the Dharma, the teachings. But then came a turning point, a huge one. She joined this massive ordination event, 100,000 Upasaka Kayo. Just so you know, an Upasaka Kayo is a lay woman taking temporary vows, a big commitment. She said that experience was like finding what she had sought her whole life. And after that, she just dove right into building merit, fully dedicated.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how these different threads, her life experiences, connect back to these deeper karmic patterns. Take the limited education, for example. Despite her obvious intelligence and drive, that actually links back to a past life. Apparently, in a previous existence, she was, a rather spoiled daughter from a wealthy family. She didn't really value education, not for herself, not even for her staff. And that attitude, that pattern, it carried over.
Oh, okay.
And we also see, her tendency in that past life towards making merit in a way that was kind of rushed and imprecise. That also seems to have influenced her initial, more casual visits to the temple before that really profound ordination experience hit her.
So even that early curiosity before she really committed, that had roots way back.
Exactly. It's like a continuation, a thread running through. And if we look at her marriage, which is quite unique, the sources tell us they are kubun kubarami. That translates roughly to merit and perfection partners. They've been linked across so many lifetimes.
Wow.
Yeah, drawn together by these really strong karmic bonds, despite, the distance and not knowing each other at first in this life. And her internal struggle, deciding between ordination and marriage, that's also quite revealing. Her inherent ordination pattern, let's call it, wasn't particularly strong early on. The idea usually came to her later in life. Plus, there was some residual kamame karma, it's the Pali term for karma, related to sensual misconduct from past lives, which played a role in that dynamic.
That makes so much sense, how these deep ties can just span lifetimes and show up in these really specific ways. Okay, let's shift focus a bit to her husband. He's French, but with Chinese roots. And from everything we've read, he sounds like an absolutely ideal partner. Family-focused, doesn't drink or smoke, faithful, very meticulous in his work, just a really solid character. And what's truly amazing is his gift for languages, fluent in 6. Mandarin, Teochew, Thai, Lao, French, and English. That's incredible.
It really is.
And it's not just a personal talent, right?
Yeah.
He uses it for something profound, contributing to the Dhamma.
Yeah, he's passionate about Chinese music, and he actively translates Dhammakaya teachings. Things like Walk to Happiness and Life's Auspicious Path for Progress, translating them into Chinese. He also translates loads of these Dhamma sun songs, and sometimes he even performs them himself.
Right. And if we connect that to the bigger picture, his skills in language and music, they aren't just random luck. Not at all. They're actually the result of knowledge and practice built up over many, many past lives. The sources indicate he was often a scholar in previous life, someone who really loved poetry, loved music, and his deep connection to Chinese culture. Well, that's explained too. He was likely born into Chinese society in a past life, so that affinity is just naturally embedded in him. His work now, translating and singing Dhamma songs, it's like a continuation of that deep-seated karmic programming. So his talents today are literally a reflection of effort and merit from past lives. That's such a powerful example of how our actions really do build our future abilities. Now, what about their children? They have two, a daughter who's 10 and a son who's 9. Both seem deeply connected to the Buddhist teachings from the temple. Their spiritual inclinations are quite striking, actually. The daughter, apparently since kindergarten, has wanted to work for the temple after school. She even expressed a wish to be reborn as a man just so she could ordain. And the son, from a very young age, wanted to be a monk. He dislikes compliments about his looks, which is unusual, and he has this interesting view of women outside of his family as marda, which means something like evil spirits. He has this deep love for Luang Por, a respected monk, because in his words, he taught us about heaven and hell, how to go to heaven. These are really specific insights for kids that age.
And their karmic backgrounds really shine through here. The sources point to both of them being Gong Sabian in past lives.
Don't save it.
Yeah, it means they were part of the provision or support team for the Dhamma community. And they were also Dhamma expounders, people who explain the teachings. The son, especially, has a very strong, deep-seated ordination pattern from past lives. This includes times when he was a monk for his entire life. So that indicates he really needs continued support in this lifetime to nurture that potential.
Right.
The daughter's past contributions were mainly as a Gong Sabian and an expounder. Her wish to ordain shows a karmic desire that's developing, something that might fully mature in future lives.
That's fascinating. A clear continuation of roles. But, even with such strong spiritual leanings, life still throws curveballs, karmic challenges. Like we heard about the daughter having skin allergies. How does karma explain something like that?
Ah, yes, the skin condition. That's linked to something called vachikama. It's a Pali term, basically meaning verbal karma. Karma created through speech. In a past life, it seems she frequently argued with elders, people who were actually giving her good advice. She spoke in ways that really hurt them, that stung their hearts, as the source puts it.
Yeah.
So that karmic imprint is now manifesting physically as the allergy. The solution offered is quite direct. She needs to practice speaking kindly, avoid pointless arguments, especially with elders, and consistently engage in merit-making, keeping precepts, and meditation. Doing these things will help dissolve that past karma. It offers a path to healing that goes beyond just treating the physical symptom.
So it's not just our actions, but our words too. They carry that much weight, potentially for lifetimes. It really makes you pause and think about everyday conversations.
Absolutely. Every single thought, word, and action plants a karmic seed. And just to circle back to the husband's role for a moment, he is indeed identified as a Gong Sabian, part of that support team, helping spread the Dhamma, and also a Dhamma expounder. He's had short ordination periods in past lives, and probably will again. He even achieved enough spiritual progress in a past life to reach Dusitburi.
Dusitburi. That's a high heavenly realm, isn't it?
Yes, a very high celestial realm, often linked with bodhisattvas, those progressing towards enlightenment. And the specific benefits he gets from his translation and singing work now, they're quite significant. Things like special merit, which leads to mastering languages, having a beautiful voice, gaining a wide circle of followers, being genuinely beloved by many. It's a direct consequence of his dedicated service to the Dhamma across lifetimes.
Okay, this next part of the story is particularly poignant. It's about the listener's sister's second child, a baby boy who tragically lived for only 25 days. His birth was incredibly difficult. He had severe birth defects, cleft lip and palate, an enlarged heart, small eyes, chromosomal issues, a blood disorder, jaundice, a lung infection. He couldn't breathe on his own. His entire short life was spent in an incubator. But what the family did in his final days is really moving. They played Buddhist chants from an MP3 player continuously inside his incubator for 3 days straight before he passed away. And the amount of merit-making the family undertook was just immense. Huge donations for his health, creating Buddhist statues, buying land for the temple, offering meals, so much, both while he was alive and for 7 days after his death. A truly monumental effort to support him.
Yeah, it really was. And it brings up a critical question. What were the karmic reasons behind such severe conditions? His multiple issues, the cleft lip, the heart condition, the chromosomal problems, blood disorder, lung infection, jaundice, they stem from a combination of specific, heavy karmic actions in the past. These included gamami karma, which, as we mentioned, relates to sensual misconduct, particularly causing deep heartbreak to women, but also karma from corruption, from hunting animals purely for sport, and from financial dishonesty.
Wow, that's quite a combination.
It is, and even the small eyes were specifically attributed to past karma related to drinking alcohol. It shows how these different negative actions in the past coalesce to create this very difficult, very short life.
It's hard to fathom how these specific actions translate into such specific physical outcomes. Can you elaborate a bit on that link?
Sure, think of it like this. Actions that cause deep emotional pain to others, like severe heartbreak from misconduct, gamame karma, or actions involving dishonesty and harm, like corruption or killing for sport, they create very potent negative energy, a strong negative karmic imprint. This negative energy then shapes the physical form in the next rebirth according to the nature of the karma. The enlarged heart, the cleft palate, these reflect disturbances and brokenness caused by past actions. Financial misconduct might affect overall well-being or resources, manifesting even physically.
Okay.
And the alcohol karma affecting the eyes, perhaps related to clouded perception or judgment associated with intoxication in a past life. Karma operates with a kind of specific resonance. The effect mirrors the cause, though sometimes symbolically. It's like the universe's accounting system is incredibly detailed.
That makes a bit more sense, though it's still profound. So, given all that heavy past karma, did the family's efforts, the merit-making, actually reach him? Did they help?
Yes, absolutely. He definitely heard the chants. Maybe not with full intellectual understanding like an adult, given he was an infant, but the positive vibrations reached him. And crucially, yes, he did receive all the merits the family made for him. This is so important for people to understand. Even for infants or those seemingly unconscious, the subtle body, the non-physical consciousness or spirit, is receptive to these positive energies and transferred merits.
Okay, that's good to know.
And what's really remarkable is what happened next, his journey after passing. He went to Tavatimsa heaven, also known as Davadyongsa. It's one of the lower, but still blissful, heavenly realms. He was reborn there as a Devaputra, a celestial being, specifically as a retinue member living in the celestial mansion of another more powerful deity.
So, a good outcome, despite everything.
A very good outcome, especially considering the heavy karma. And this swift, positive rebirth wasn't just because of the family's recent merits, though they were hugely important. It was primarily the combination of his own old merit accumulated from practicing Buddhism in previous lives, plus all the new, abundant merit his family generated. This combined power essentially overrode the negative karma that could have trapped him in a cycle of being reborn and dying as an infant over and over again.
That's incredible.
It is. And interestingly, his subtle body didn't remain an infant in heaven. It immediately matured into the form of a young man.
So the family's immense effort, combined with his own past good deeds, literally changed his karmic path. Redirected him.
Precisely. It's a powerful testament to merit and family devotion. He even apparently sent back a message saying he is very happy and so grateful to his family for everything they did. It confirms that the family's approach, playing chance, making vast amounts of merit, was absolutely the right thing to do. The subtle body can receive these benefits, and, the apparent age of the subtle body after death isn't fixed. It depends on the individual's karma and merit. This case is a beautiful illustration of how profound support can transform even a terribly difficult karmic situation into a heavenly rebirth.
All right, let's look at one more family member mentioned in the sources. The husband's paternal grandmother. She was described as a kind Chinese woman. She worshipped traditional deities but didn't really understand the Buddhist concept of making merit in the way the temple teaches it. Later in life, sadly, she developed memory loss. And this led to a really heartbreaking situation where she started confusing her own beloved grandson, our listener's husband, with an ungrateful eldest son she had issues with. Because of this confusion, she developed a really strong aversion to him. That must have been incredibly difficult for him. Yeah. But in response, he did something quite special. He made merit specifically for her by building an inner Buddha. That means creating a personal Buddha image through meditation and dedication within the Dhammasphere. It was his way of sending love and support.
And connecting this back to karma, her memory loss is attributed to Musavada karma. That's the karma of lying or false speech, coming from both past lives and possibly things in her present life, too. Now, her aversion, her dislike towards the husband, that was partly due to the present-day confusion, mistaking him for the other son. But it was also amplified by past karma. Apparently, in a previous life, the person who is now the husband had actually instigated a grandmother, a different grandmother, not this specific one, to favor another grandchild over others, creating jealousy and rivalry.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So that old karmic pattern, that feeling of being unfairly treated or bypassed due to his past actions, resurfaced in this life as her misdirected aversion towards him.
So her confusion and negativity were like a mix of present illness and this echo from a really distant past interaction.
Exactly. It's often a complex blend. But there's good news regarding her current situation. After passing, she was reborn as a Pumatep Devata, an earth deity. Sort of a general level earth spirit. And yes, the sources confirm she did receive the merits the husband offered for her, particularly the inner Buddha. And those merits significantly improved her condition, her state of being as an earth deity. His consistent effort and love, expressed through merit making, clearly had a positive impact, even after her passing. It shows that merit can definitely reach and help beings in other realms and alleviate suffering caused by past karma.
Wow. This whole deep dive has really just peeled back the layers, hasn't it? Showing this intricate web of karma, how past lives genuinely connect to what's happening right now. We've seen the incredible power of merit, how it can shape destiny, sometimes in really unexpected ways, and the surprising paths people take towards finding love, building a family, and awakening spiritually. You've heard today how these deep karmic threads, even actions that seem small, can echo across lifetimes. Every choice we make, every act of kindness or maybe unkindness really does shape our journey, often in ways we don't immediately grasp. It really highlights how connected everything is. Our present actions are constantly co-creating our future.
hmm And it really raises an important point for all of us, I think. The core message that comes through from the teacher in these accounts is pretty clear. It doesn't matter so much what our past holds, even if we've had really difficult starts or made mistakes. A sincere intention right now to build merit, to pursue the Dhamma, can genuinely redirect our destiny. We saw that so powerfully with the baby boy who only lived 25 days. His trajectory was completely changed.
Yeah.
It's such a hopeful message, really. Our future isn't set in stone. It's constantly being shaped by what we do, think, and intend right now.
So maybe a final thought for you listening. Just consider that idea again. A life lasting only 25 days, but with that kind of profound support, it transformed an entire karmic path. What small, maybe, but consistent acts of good could you weave into your own life? Things that might have a truly monumental impact on your own journey, or maybe even on the journey of the people you care about. Something to think about.